This book, The Jury is Back, is a legal thriller set right here on the Suncoast and in the Tampa Bay area. It's about justice, corruption, and a man facing death row. I love it. It's written by a Tampa trial attorney whose career spanned 7 decades. He began as a prosecutor, only handling first-degree murder cases, and transitioned into a criminal defense lawyer, so he knows what he's talking about. And we welcome the author, Bennie Lazzara Jr. Thank you for coming, Bennie. We're so happy to have you. Now, you wrote this as B.M. Reed. This is your pen name.
I always wanted to have a pen name.
But you also wrote it along with your son, and he passed away. Tell us how this book came about.
Well, my son was a writer and an actor, and he wanted to write a book together with me, calling on some of my experiences, in the law and in life. So we actually did 2 books. The first one was called Double Plays and Double Crosses. It's set in Tampa in the 50s with the same basic 2 investigators who were investigating a situation in the 50s. And then we started this when he passed. I finished it based on some of my experiences in the law.
Why was it so important for you to get this published after he was gone?
It was a way to keep him alive, and it was really a labor of love finishing it. I probably couldn't have gotten through all of that without having him channeling and me doing the writing to finish the book.
So tell us what it's about. The jury is back. The jury is back.
When you're a trial lawyer and the jury's working on the case and you're waiting and waiting and waiting, you're waiting to hear those words. A bailiff usually finds you in the hallway and says, "The jury's back." And about that time stands still for you, until you hear what the verdict is. So that's why we titled it that. It's a legal drama, and it kind of covers a period of time in the late 70s when reefer madness was sort of sweeping the country. And this coast of Florida and all of Florida was a smuggler's paradise with all the bayous and the inlets and the empty beaches to smuggle in marijuana. So that's what it's about in a murder case that resulted in some of the activity. I don't want to tell too much.
Well, it is really attracting a lot of attention. What do you think there is about it that really gets people so excited?
I think people like courtroom dramas, and this is one. And that period of time, at least for people in our generation, the 70s was a fascinating time. It was a revolutionary time, really, in this country. There had been a cultural revolution, I think, starting in the 60s, which culminated in the 70s, and marijuana played a big part in that. And, through my work as a criminal defense attorney, I represented a lot of smugglers in this area.
Oh, and you knew the real guys then.
They were swashbuckler-type guys. They never really saw what they were doing as criminal. It was kind of like doing prohibition when the smugglers were bringing in the liquor. It was a repeat of that kind of history. So they were interesting characters. A lot of them were in it for the money, and a lot of them were in it for the thrill of it all.
Oh.
And a lot of them were in it for both of them.
Well, we see a lot of places that we recognize here on the Suncoast.
You will.
In the book.
Some of the book is set in Anna Maria Island, where I live now. And there's a little fishing village there, which, we locals know it's Cortez.
Cortez Village.
Yeah,
know it well, yes.
The Cortesian commercial fishermen of that time, some of them, fell into the lure of smuggling. And so, yeah, you'll see some local restaurants and bars and beaches.
Well, some of the people recognize themselves.
Probably not. but
Good call.
The names have been
Especially
changed.
the criminals. Yes.
Probably not. But I just recalled and made a conglomeration of characters.
Great. We can't wait to read it. You can find The Jury is Back at major bookstores, on Amazon, and at Barnes & Noble.